This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I want to call the Public Works meeting of September 6th, 2022 to order at 5 p.m. I'm Ken Poisson, 6th District Councilman and Chairman of the Public Works Committee. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from July.
Motion to approve.
Jean, you want to second that? Jean, I think you muted when you tried to unmute.
Well, I didn't think you needed to hear my beautiful voice yet. But okay, you can stay on mute.
There's only three of us, so or four of us. Sorry, it's tough. I want to make sure. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item 3 is report of the Public Works Director. Renee has emailed that out to all of us ahead of time, as always, to help expedite the meeting. Does anybody have any questions for Renee?
Just an update on the tennis courts at Longbrook Park, if you have anything to add, Renee?
Right now, I don't. We are working on trying to come up with some creative options because the vendor who originally got the bid came back with a price that far exceeded our budget. So now we are trying to figure out what can we do with it.
Is that because of supply chain issues and or just?
Yes, supply chain issues and just, I think, with the uncertainty of how high things are going to go, by time they're ready to, do the work, they're building in this anticipated inflation increase. And it's absolutely ridiculous. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars more than what we set out for budget. So.
How many tennis courts do we have in town that do we need, like how critical, this is critical for the school, I know.
Yeah, I mean, they'd like to do the school, but we redid the Worcester now, which we didn't have before. So now at least you have Worcester, you have pickleball courts at Worcester. You've got Short Beach now, which have been out of commission for some years. So thank God we added those two back when the prices were low enough to do so. So, the Longbrook has been out of commission for many years. Nobody's been really using the clay. So it's not like we lost anything, but we did gain two new locations. So that's a plus.
So the students at Stratford High, the teams at Stratford High, are they just continuing to use Short Beach now like they did before?
I think they've been traveling to like Flood and Bunnell and stuff, that if I'm not mistaken, that's where they're going to have their games, because Short Beach was out of commission for a while too. So they've been relocated.
Yeah, that would be another option for them now, because Short Beach wasn't there before. So the last couple of years they were going up to Flood. Mostly they were going to Bunnell if they had to, because, Short Beach didn't have enough, you need 4 courts for a high school match. So now that Short Beach is there, and if Longbrook's not done, and as of right now, it doesn't look good, Stratford High Athletic Director will just have to make a, decision of where he wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm glad he had options. I'm sad about Longbrook though.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping, at some point things are going to level off and people are going to get a little more comfortable with pricing and not like build in extra, 30%, because they think by the time they get the work started that it's just going to keep going that much higher. So
yeah, the inflation is taking a toll on everything.
Oh, it's killing everything.
I'm all set if anybody else wants to go.
I have a question.
Yes, Kayla.
Thank you, Ken. Renee, for the sidewalk repairs throughout town, specifically the 4th district, I know that there was a delay. I don't remember what the excuse was. Is there any update on those particular sidewalks?
So are you talking about the handicap one? The state is giving us a very difficult time on that one in particular. They were ready to go. There were some issues where there was construction over there. We got delayed. Then we were ready to go with it again. And then the state came in and said, well, this falls on a part of our property. So we have a say. We want full engineered designs. Well, we don't do that with the sidewalks. We aren't priced our sidewalks to do that. So in order to now get this engineered designs that now they'll either yay or nay give us a permit for, we now have to pay above and beyond for that. So the mayor's office was reaching out to, I believe, Gresco to see if he had any pull in the state to say, come on, cut the crap. We need to get the handicap accessible sidewalk in there. Just let us do it without making us, spend thousands of dollars to have an engineering firm come in and do formal designs. So that's where we're at with it. As far as sidewalks go, in other locations, the contractors will be doing other locations. They have been focused on Eli Whitney because we had to get that work done before school started, and they literally with their schedule went right up to the day before school started before they finished it all up. So now we hope to get them in other parts of town. But again, remember, the pricing they give us is a pricing where they kind of dictate when they come into town more than we can dictate when they come into town. I mean, that's the beauty of getting such a low price for sidewalks and being able to do more sidewalks at a clip, is that you kind of work around their schedule, and then they try to come into a specific area when they feel they have enough to justify being there for a certain segment of time. They're not going to come in and do one square up in one district and then go all the way across town to another district to do another one. They're trying to cobble it together because that's price effective for them. So that's kind of how we're locked into the whole sidewalk contractors. But, we've given them all the areas that we want them to do, and now they're just trying to schedule it around their schedule and when they can get out there. So we should see some work being done in other parts in the town now, because we did have them pulled specifically for schools.
Thank you.
So Renee, real quick, the schools are in session, as we all know, and the roof solar panels, that work can continue with students in the building, or do they wait?
Nope, they're moving.
Working while the kids are there.
They're working while the kids are there. I know that the roofers have been adding shifts and stuff because they did give us an aggressive timeline that we're kind of holding them to. So I know that they are adding shifts at night and weekends and stuff to keep it moving forward to be done before, the winter comes. They're up against it with the weather, so it will continue.
And then real quick, what is the end of year open invoice processing? Is that school buildings, like school?
No, that's townwide. So what we have to do is, as invoices are coming in, we have to kind of get them cleaned up because there's a drop off of when you could still use old year money. So you would have had to receive the services and materials in the old year. So you want to make sure you get all those invoices in before finance says, okay, now's the cutoff. If you get any old invoices for something you bought last year, you now have to use new year money to pay for it. And that's the last thing we want to do, because that will just kind of set us way back in our budget process. We don't want to use new year money on old year stuff.
Because I know that
it's kind of hunting people down. You're doing collections basically of invoices.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I know the Board of Ed is doing the same thing, and I was just wondering if some of your invoicing crossed over into Board of Ed facilities work.
It's all of the invoicing, because we pay all the invoices for any work that we do in the schools. So it's townwide.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ken, you're muted.
And I'm muted. There we go. Thank you, Renee. Next up on the agenda is report of the town engineer, which John has also emailed out to all of us ahead of time to expedite the meeting. John, you have action items for us first.
Now, the first is Old Spring Road. That project is complete. There is some touch up that'll be happening in September as far as planting and grass and some final punch list items, but the project is working. During construction, there were a few items that the contractor had to do additional work, however, and there's 4 items that we've presented tonight. When the culvert was removed to replace repair the concrete underneath the channel, the concrete was more deteriorated than anticipated, and it wasn't built like it was shown on the original plans. So he had to take out a substantial portion of the concrete slab and replace it. And at that point, he needed to use a specialized concrete that could be placed in place and cured before water could go back onto it. So the item is that item for the rapid set concrete to place that and to purchase it was $7,920. The work to take out some of the channel and form it and put in a new base, that was $13,210. So that's associated with the work for the channel rehab. Then there was an adjustment that needed to be made to the culvert at the end wall. They had to put a kind of a homemade flange in to make it fit. So that item was $2,572. And then on the upstream side, we had some riprap where there was some eroded channel, so the bank would be more stable, and that was $1,645.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion? Let's just take them in the order that they were in the agenda. The first one, the $10,592 for the rapid set concrete with a favorable recommendation to the town council as is written in the agenda. Would someone like to make that motion?
Go ahead. I'll make an emotion for an amount not to exceed is the first item. Is that what we're doing? The $10,592 for the rapid channel repair? Make a motion to approve that item.
I second.
All right, any further discussion or questions for John?
I do. I just have a quick question. I'm just sitting in and listening on, I'm just sitting in and listening on a lot of these. But I mean, how are we really supposed to prepare for change orders like this? I mean, I know it's common, but it seems like every one of these meetings, we're like, oh, well, we opened up that sewer and this came up, and we opened up that sewer, that came up.
Gene, let me stop you. You can ask John this general question after, but right now it just has to be on this motion.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, well.
No problem. No problem. Just save that thought for after we do all these votes.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. Next up is the $13,210 for the concrete channel slab replacement with the recommendation to the town council.
I'll make a motion, Ken. I'll move that an amount not to exceed $13,210 for concrete channel slab replacement be approved and sent to town council for favorable recommendation.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. Next up is the $2,572 for the Culvert Flange modification.
I'll make that motion, Ken. I'll motion to approve Dowling Construction for $2,572 for Culvert Flange modification be sent to town council.
No, it doesn't have to, it's under 5,000.
Okay, fine. So then I make a motion to approve that. $2,572 for Culvert Flange modification.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. And the last one, the 1,645 for the riprap addition.
Ken, I'll move 1,645 for riprap addition.
I'll
For
second.
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. And then John, the next one on the agenda, the DTC contract.
Yeah, so this is that Tidegate and pipe project on Fifth Avenue, which most of the project or half of the project is going to be built on private property on the right of way. The property is owned by the Beach Drive Condominium Association on Shoreline Drive. And we made a presentation to the association last month, and they were concerned about the aesthetics of the project on their property. So they requested that the town provide to them a rendering of what it's going to look like and some landscaping that would make it more tenable for them. So we have requested that proposal from the engineer who was going to a landscape architect to provide services, and the cost of that was $7,150.
Okay, would someone like to make that motion?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve an amendment to DTC's contract in the amount of $7,150 and have that be sent to the town council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Hey, John, does that need to go to the town council because it's just reworking the contract?
I mean, technically, yes, because it is over the threshold.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. Does anybody have any questions for John? Jean, now's the time.
Yeah, I guess to make my answer simple, is there a percentage that's built into the budget here when we're dealing with change orders? Or do we just eat it every time?
No, we try to budget for the contingencies and change orders, between 5 and 10%. This project, was well under what we had budgeted, so there is funding available. And, these were, for the most part, unforeseen conditions. We didn't know what the bottom of the channel looked like till we were able to get in there and clear it off and start to demo it. So we didn't know about it till the construction phase had already begun.
Yeah, I guess as long as there's a certain percentage set aside was my question. It seems like there is, so that's a cushion for some of this, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a contingency built into every contract. It's like John said, it's a certain percentage. It's not a set dollar amount. It's a percentage of the total amount usually.
Okay, thank you for clarification.
I did want to just point out on the Fifth Ave Tidegate that we've also asked the engineer to provide a proposal to update the hydraulic analysis there to see if we can make the pipe smaller. One, there's a conflict with the sanitary sewer as they have it on the plan right now. And two, if we could reduce the size of it, we would be saving money on the construction phase. So we have asked for that, and that would be coming for your next meeting. I just want to give you a heads up on that. And then item 3, which is the Honey Spot Road, Stratford Avenue roundabout project. We had asked for a proposal from the engineer to update the plans and specifications to conform to what the DOT had requested due to a change in the state specification for highway construction projects. So the state changed their specification and they're looking for us to update the plan set, to update all the details and the cost estimate sheets and the drawings and the specifications to conform to the new state criteria. Ultimately, that probably will save some money in the construction phase because some of the changes they made were favorable, but we have to incorporate that into the current drawings. So their cost for that was $10,000, and I didn't put it on the action item because we were still looking into it. But at this time, if you wanted to move that, we could keep them moving along on that project.
So we need to make a motion to amend the agenda, or are we moving that?
Yeah, we'd have to make, someone have to make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
Okay, I make a motion to add an item to the agenda in regards to the previous town engineer's report. Yeah.
John, can you state exactly what it would be?
This is for the roundabout project to update the drawings to state specifications.
Okay.
And the dollar amount?
$10,000.
10,000. Okay, I make a motion to add to the agenda the roundabout to update the drawings to the state specific
Specifications.
specifications.
Hey, would someone like to second that to add it to the agenda?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? And chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. And now a vote on that agenda item.
Do we need to make the motion first or just make the vote?
Yes, someone,
Okay.
no, we need to make a motion, go through the whole thing.
Okay.
So want to make the motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that the roundabout to be updated to updated drawings sent to the state for specification, I guess. I don't know, scribble.
Close enough.
Yeah,
To the town council with favorable recommendation.
with favorable recommendation, yes.
And that's a $10,000 amendment to the contract for BL companies.
Okay, and that's a $10,000 amendment to the contract for BL company.
I have someone like to second.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on this agenda item?
I do. So John, this project's been going on for years. And what do you think when do you think this can be started?
Well, I can't say, obviously, because every time we think it's moving along, it doesn't move along. But I can say that, we had that same question after our last meeting with DOT, and we did, consider what the path of the project and kind of reaffirm that we do want to move forward quickly on it. And that's why I asked you to approve that tonight so we can keep moving. Our goal would be to wrap this up this fall, the design phase. And we still have a right-of-way acquisition phase to do, which we've been in discussions with several property owners for several years now. We are going to have to update the appraisals for those right-of-way take estimates that we have already discussed with the owners, and we are have to finalize the taking maps. So those are things that I can't put a timetable to. How quickly we're going to be able to conclude negotiations with the owners, but it would be our goal to work on that this fall, and theoretically, by the time the spring comes, we could put this out to bid.
It just seems like these delays, right? And it's costing us money now because Connecticut DOT is changing the specifications, and that requires more time and more designs and more money. So I'm just frustrated with
I agree. The more time that goes by, the more things change, the more we have to update things. That's a concern we had also. But we're at the point where we're 90% complete. we have to decide to, stop or continue. And we had those discussions ourselves in the office, and we've been authorized to keep moving on the project.
I know it's you almost have to at this point. Appreciate your diligence on it.
Yeah, I think John unfortunately is just used to it, right, John? Because it's
That's right.
as long as you've been here.
Still get frustrated, but you just have to go with it and roll with the punches.
Okay, is there any other new business?
Did we vote on this?
Did we vote on this? That's a good question. I don't think we did we?
No, I don't think.
No.
I don't-
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. All those in favor? Any opposed? The chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. Our next regular meeting is Monday, October 3rd. We'll be back to Monday. This was obviously because of Labor Day. And I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned at 5:26 p.m. Thank you very much, everybody, as always.
Thank you.